Well, Libya is heading into a new year as a completely new country with new leaders and new hopes. But as the immediate post-revolutionary excitement fades, the different factions of the former rebels are turning on each other in what may become a stark competition for power. RT's Oksana Boyka reports.
Flying high, but still running low. Almost 2 months after the lifting of a no-fly zone over Tripoli, the city's airport operates far below its capacity. Yet the passenger traffic keeps increasing every month as more and more airlines are putting Tripoli back on their flight schedules.
The Tripoli airport is once again buzzing with visitors. 8 airlines have already resumed service and more are expected to follow in the coming months. But while flight controllers and customs officials are back at their desks, it's still the militia who call the shots here. And the rebels themselves admit that the situation is still way too turbulent to cede control to civilian authorities.
They're no longer flashing their guns, yet make it very clear who is in control here. The rebel brigade from the western city of Zintan captured the airport in late August as the rebels overran the capital. The control of this key facility helped the town with the population of some 50,000 rise to national prominence. Since then, the Zintan militia has successfully styled itself as the safeguards of Libya's future.
For 42 years, our country had nothing, no state institutions, just one insane person who ruled us. Now we have a historic mission to overcome the difficulties of the transitional period and build a new country. Let Allah's will be upon us.
Mukhtar al-Ahdar is one of the top guns in Tripoli these days. Formerly a colonel in the Gaddafi's army, he still keeps the Gaddafi's army cap in his office. His subordinates are now holding the deposed Libyan leader's son, Saif al-Islam.
We are against any dictator, but if history repeats itself, we will wage a war. But we will let the rule of law decide his fate.
Benghazi, Zintan, Misrata, these Libyan cities one after another rose against Gaddafi's regime. The militias now represent the real axis of power in the country, as diverse in their legacy and agendas as the stripes on the Libya's new tricolor.
The prospect of civil war in Libya is always there, and it always has been there, but has been effectively masked by the very strong centralized rule of the Gaddafi regime. But of course, now that that has been destabilized, we see this, all of the tensions there in the fabric of Libyan society coming to the fore.
Another militia commander in charge of Tripoli rebels is preparing for an interview. It's been a month since he changed his military fatigues for a business suit. Abdullah Naker is now trying to transform rebels under his command into a political force. A laptop has replaced a rifle as his main tool. Internet is his new front line. Yet the armed assistant at his door is a sign that political process is still in its very early stages.
We've seen many examples in the past when people's revolutions were stolen, and we are very clear that our struggle is far from over. Gaddafi may still come back in some other shape or form, and in that case, we will have to take up our weapons and defend our revolution.
Guns are still a common sight on the streets of Tripoli, yet their prevalence has visibly decreased. The city is covered with posters calling on the rebels to turn them in. Yet the disarmament of militia has so far failed to translate into national reconciliation. The competition among various brigades may have become less visible, but not less intense.
The NATO alliance would like to build upon any division within the groups or the parties that they have revolutionized against the Gaddafi regime. And according to my own understanding, they would like to see certain provinces being divided inside the state of Libya.
Back in the arrival hall, Zintan rebels are screening passengers' bags under the posters left from the old regime. The Gaddafi's golden-framed portrait that met us at the airport a year ago is gone. Hatred of him may have glued the Libyan society for several months, but with his killing, the former unity appears to have died as well. Oksana Boyka, RT, Tripoli.